Man, oh, it feels like a hurricane this week, don't it? The Monday Night Quarterback Week 5 recap edition. Oh, we got a hurricane for a ton of reasons. A hurricane for a ton of reasons. I got my trusty co-host is back, so his hurricane of takes and opinions. I'm excited to talk to him. We've got a hurricane of a special guest with us today. I'm going to get to that in just 1 second. And we got a hurricane of a butt whooping family show for both myself and maybe, I don't want to jump on the picks, but maybe my trusty co-host as well, who was scoring 63 points, but not feeling so great about it. Drew, how are you? Welcome back. What are you drinking?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, probably not going to be the family edition. Just hide your children. Um, Brought to you by Sam Adams. We got the Flannel Fest right there.
Oh,
Yeah, yep. New flavor, new Sam. Like it, digging it. And yeah, back and not feeling as good at this point as I was last week. Yeah, but
yeah. Well,
it is what it is.
you weren't here to talk smack. We had a content gold mine last week. I know that there's been some medical crises going on in your life. Are you here to report that everybody's healthy and no broken feet and the kids are not throwing up right now?
No broken feet. Nobody is healthy.
No broken feet, nobody's healthy, but nobody's like on their deathbed?
Not today. Not right
Okay.
now. The show is an hour and 15, hour 30.
Yeah.
Things can change quick around here.
Okay, so I'll just keep it moving. I should say that I'm also sponsored by Cerveza myself, a beer. First time so far this season. I have been drinking the hard stuff, not sleeping so great on Monday night, looking for a little alternative. I got Pacifico with me, a fine, trusty Mexican lager. But also with me, hotly anticipated, Mr. Kurt Busch. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, man, this is, the pleasure is ours. Are you drinking anything tonight?
Just some I don't know, just some water with some flavoring in it. That's it.
Some water with some flavor. All right. He's coming as God intended. I like it.
Wild cherry flavor, for the people that happen to know that information.
Understood. Yeah, people, it's a hot topic these days. They want to know. People want to know.
Yep. So, I understand that.
Understood. Yeah. So, we got a lot to get to. We're going to get through the wins pool. We're going to go through the NFL picks. Time stamping our evening. There's 5 minutes, 54 seconds left in the second quarter. Kansas City Chiefs are up 10-7 on this Monday Night Football game. NFL wins pool is updated. I know that we've got our trusty gimmick that Drew's come up with this week. We got recaps. We got a whole bunch of stuff to get through. Drew, do you want to get us started with some NFL pick'ems?
Yep. You're definitely interested to get into that because you and the replacements 8-5 as well as the Renegades, all 8 wins this week. Bandits, Whackers, Kings, and Players Club 7. I have 6 with the Taints, the Coyotes, Tsunami, and the 69ers crushing it in the football league, but not so much in the picks this week. 5-8.
I feel like none of it matters, though, Drew. And I'm sorry. I just see you coming back, and I just have to interrupt you. I apologize already, but can we even chase the Renegades? I don't think anybody can. The Whitney Houston.
No, I got 3 picks. I'm 3 back, and I had a bad week, so I get back. I was 1 pick off the pace going into this week, and then surrendered 2 more back. So we'll be all right. We'll be all right. BushWackers in the basement, 35. That's gonna be a tough challenge. That's gonna be a tough challenge. But yeah, I got 47. Renegades does have 50 and is leading. Mike, you got 45. 69ers. After the bad week, he's at 46. So he needed a good week, didn't get it. Then yeah, everybody kind of goes down from there. And I don't think anybody's out of it. It's only week 5.
Okay, I got a few check-ins I want to do with our special guest here, and I'm going to sprinkle them throughout these updates here. Kurt,
yes,
35 wins so far. I mean, you're 15 back. You're not dead. You're not out of it, but where's the mindset here? How you feeling?
Well, I got behind on the first week because I missed all the early games. I made the picks, but I just forgot to click save.
So
the
damn save button.
That put me right behind the 8 ball. It's definitely an uphill battle from here. There's no doubt. I'm already starting to take some wild shots. The most embarrassing part about the NFL picks, though, I have to be honest, is that I'm below the Coyotes. And I didn't have time to check the archives tonight, but I'm willing to bet the Coyotes probably always carry the bottom in the NFL picks.
Well, welcome to the Monday Night Quarterback. We don't fact check, Kurt, so you can throw anything out there you want.
Really?
Yeah. If the Coyotes are the basement dwellers every single season since the inception of the Cortland Football League, throw it out there, man. And
then I don't need. It's probably true.
Yeah, and then Kurt, we got your back, man. Anything said on the Monday Night Quarterback, we agree with. You know what I mean? Unless it's like ridiculous, then that's
right. Yes.
Okay, so
unless we have to defend ourselves, then
that I totally understand.
Impromptu fact checking, and it gets sloppy. Don't worry about it.
Kurt, the one thing that was fact checked ever on this podcast was the record of who has scored the least amount of points in a CFFL regular season game. Okay. The total number for those curious is 11. 1-1. Who did that? You're looking at him. You're talking to him right now. And I've come close to doing it again so far this season, but more about my games later on. Drew, I'm interrupting you again. What do we got coming next?
Well, we have a winner. Players Club.
No.
Players Club has won money so far this season. Technically the first winner of the season. Yeah, we'll give him the first winner of the season.
Okay.
The Players Club. He in week 5 we're done. That's how bad we suck at Survivor. The Players Club in week 5 has taken it down with the Baltimore pick. That was actually not a great pick, but it worked out for him. And you know what? Doesn't matter how it looks on paper. Winning is winning.
Yeah, last second heroics. I mean, just getting it done. You know what? I totally quit paying attention to that, so I'm glad that you're giving us the updates. I cannot believe this has to be, Kurt, the fastest that we've crowned a champion in the King of the Hill in the history of the CFFL, right?
Oh, no doubt about it. So I've watched some gambling shows, and they always have a segment on the on King of the Hill and Survivor leagues and stuff like that. And I forget the Circa has one. And I want to say they had mentioned like 10,000 people or something like that was in it. And there was, I believe last week, there was less than 1,000 survivors still going. You know, it's 95% of the teams or players are out of it.
I think, and Drew, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you're going to point to no preseason, basically. Is that what you're thinking on this? The volatility in the early part of the season, or what do we think?
No, actually, I mean, just look at who are the best teams in the NFL. The two record-wise, the two that come to mind: Minnesota Vikings and the Washington, not Redskins, Commanders, if I have to call them that.
The C word.
Family show or some shit.
Football team.
They're the two best teams in the NFL right now. Who predicted that coming into the season? Nobody. So I think that kind of tells you where we're at. The league is kind of upside down as of right now. And, that's the way it goes sometimes. I mean, injuries, you thought Miami would be up there doing well. Tua goes down, and apparently, I don't know if he's dead. It's like Weekend at Bernie's with him. I don't know what's going on. But, it's just, I know, Kurt, you're a Dolphins fan, so that sucks because you don't have a quarterback, kind of like the Browns. At least you're not paying $230 million to not have a quarterback. So
that's a good point.
It's just injuries and the way everything's going. Just that's the way the NFL goes some years,
I don't think there's a better time than this moment right now. Kurt, you got to give us the pulse of the Dolphins. I mean, how are you feeling? I have my own opinions, which I will give later, but I want to, cede the floor to you.
Well, I definitely had very high hopes this year coming in. I made them one of my NFL teams along with Arizona for my the NFL season win totals.
Yep.
And Arizona's let me down a little bit. Miami has just crushed me. But here we are, week 5. The Dolphins are 2-3. Buffalo's only Miami's 2-3 and Buffalo's 3-2. So we're right in it. But I did hear today that Huntley is going to get the start after the bye week. So they're going to keep 2 out an extra week at least.
Okay,
so
that
I was
puts us
hoping
week 8.
after the bye week 2 would come back, but they're not. He isn't.
I think they threw him on IR.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so he had to sit out.
Is it 4 weeks or 4 games?
I think it's Drew 4 games.
We had this come up last year. It might be 4 games.
Okay, then he would have to miss one more game then.
Yeah. But I can't remember how it went, but yeah, I think it's 4 games. But again, we don't get fact checked on here, so we're going with 4 games.
Okay.
No.
So the only thing I have to say about Huntley, I mean, I don't know how much money he makes, in a season, but he probably makes more money than the 3 of us combined. And I don't even know what you guys do for a living. Take some of that fucking money and get some new teeth.
Oh,
yeah.
That guy has some teeth issues.
Okay. I know somebody that could help with that. My wife's a dentist.
Oh,
we can work on this partnership and kind of figure this thing out here.
Yeah. Have her reach out to him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have her people talk to his people. That's a good point.
I think you just threw out the Monfredi Family Dental sponsorship plug there. I like that.
Yeah. Definitely like that.
Yeah, definitely. And Huntley, if you're out there listening, next time you're up in Cleveland or Cincinnati, you just got to make your way to Columbus. We can get him a bus or something. We'll figure it out, right?
Yeah, I think his insurance should pay for that. They're normally willing to pay for pretty much anything, so it should be good. Insurance companies, you gotta love them, man. Gotta love them.
Perfect.
Yes. Insurance companies and banks.
So easy to deal with, right?
They run the world.
They really do. They really do.
They're great people.
And you can't trust either one of them.
No, you can't. But what you can trust is Jason to push me in the back and make sure that I'm updating this NFL wins pool. Kurt, you mentioned this earlier, but the season totals for 2023, normally we start to have a little bit of separation. And what we had was a little bit of separation after the first 3 weeks, but now we've got the pack kind of coming closer. I'm seeing 4 teams in the lead at 6 total wins. Those are the Golden Titans, family show, the Renegades, who are just picking teams and picking games really well so far this year, the Kings, and the Club, who we've heard from the Club before, and allegedly the Kings might be coming on sometime in the near future as well, Drew. Just a little update there.
There we go.
And then we got I don't know, man. What is that? 3 teams right after him, the Sharks, you, Drew, the Bucknuts, and the Coyotes with 5, a few 4s, and 1 3. So, nobody's really running away with this thing. It's not quite over yet. We have the Saints and the Chiefs so far playing now. If the Chiefs win, Drew, that helps you out, takes you up to 6, tied for the lead.
Yeah, the Jags. So the Chiefs need an undefeated a 1-loss season for me to have a shot here, I think.
The good thing for you, the Jags are going to London. So they typically do well in London. They might get a couple of wins next 2 weeks.
Well, they can't do much worse, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're starting out that lovely 0-4, which is
the Jags definitely do well in London.
Yeah, so that could be something to look forward to. Yeah, Kurt, where are you at in this thing? I'm looking. Oh, you mentioned earlier the Dolphins and the Cardinals. So you're sitting at 4 wins.
Yeah.
I mentioned that I had thoughts about the Dolphins. I'm buying. In a couple other of the leagues that I'm in, I'm looking for Tyreek Hill. I was looking for Devon Achane there for a minute, but then he went and got knocked out, and that wasn't too great for anybody. So, but Raheem Mostert, who's sitting on the bench for the Sharks,
Oh yeah, yep. And I don't know who has. Maybe I even have him. Jalen Wright.
I think, you and I have been picking him up and dropping him off of waivers every once in a while.
He's definitely he's going to make a run, I think.
Okay.
He's got a lot of potential.
We've got an inside source reporting, Drew. I mean, it's always great to have people that are
Yes, you know what? I do have him on my team. Yes. He's buried, and that's why I wasn't sure if I was on him or not, but I got him.
Yeah, so, I like it.
Love to see.
You do love to see it. Kurt, while we have you on here, we've asked the last couple of guests. There's been a little topic floated about the size of our rosters in the CFFL. A lot of people thinking that maybe they're a little bit too deep. We added the extra couple of spots due to COVID. If you remember, we had a couple of guys that weren't able to play because they came into contact or near somebody or blah, 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 blah. So we expanded the rosters. We've never trimmed them down. How do you feel about that? Do you have a take on that?
I would definitely like to see him trimmed down. I don't even know who goes to the waiver. I very rarely go to the waiver wire. You know, if it is, it's maybe to pick up a kicker because maybe my guy's on a bye week. I don't even know. Do I have 2 kickers? No, I got 1 kicker. So, you know, that would be the only way. So when whatever his name is, you come to Co in week 12.
family show, or we could take that a bunch of different directions.
I mean, he sounds like the freaking Rocket Man over there in North Korea.
Yeah,
you know,
Kim
Jong-un kicking field goals for you.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
he's got
an
a rocket for a
explosive
leg,
though. He's got a nuclear right leg, so
he does. He can't miss.
No,
I know.
He's
crushing it.
So, I mean, that's a valuable asset. If you're looking to make a deal, I think I've gotten a collective 3 points out of my kicker the last 3 weeks. So, you know, I got players to trade if you're looking to offload Koo, the Rocket Man.
You know, I'm only, but he's number 8. He's in the top 10. But, you know, but week 12 is his bye week. So at that point, I might be looking to, you know, get rid of him. I'll probably at that point, I've been pretty lucky, I think, with injuries. But, you know, between now and then, I'm sure I'll lose somebody, and then I'll just pick up a scrub kicker for the week.
Let me know how that goes for you. So far for me, it's 0 every single week. Yeah,
but typically, so back to the main question, there's like hardly anybody on the waiver wire, you know, worthy of a pickup. In some of the other leagues I'm in, I don't know if it's just the quality of players. There's always seems to be a decent player to pick up. You know.
What's the we sit at 18 roster spots right now, and we field 7 players on Sunday/Monday/Thursday. What's the right number for you?
I think you at least go to 15. I don't know where we were originally.
Yeah, I think 16.
16. So
I think it was 16, and even then, with 16, the waiver wire was a little trashy week to week.
Right.
But I mean, obviously better than it is now.
Yeah,
I mean, 24 less players rostered. But even then, it got a little tough to, especially late in the season. It got a little hard to find somebody on waivers. So yeah, I'd say 15 or 16.
I was going
to we have a smaller starting lineup. Most of the leagues you're in, you have a kicker and a defense and whatever else.
Right.
And we only have 7 starters, no defense, 7. So. 14 to 16, I think somewhere in there might be the sweet spot. We just need to figure out where the pulse is in the league.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're using the asset that we have in the Monday Night Quarterback, kind of taking the pulse of the brave few who are generous enough with their time to come on, spout their takes, and donate an hour and 15 minutes. So I appreciate your contribution, Kurt. We're going to keep taking our poll, and then pretty soon we're going to put it up for a vote and make a change here. It sounds like everybody's pretty much in agreement on this one. So, Drew.
So, while we're talking about league and stuff, it was brought up at the day of the draft about the NFL season pool.
Yeah, talk to me.
Maybe doing away with that. So I was thinking maybe the highest scoring team for the season.
Oh, okay.
So whichever one of us has the most points not combined. The team that scores the most in any given week.
Oh, you mean like 2 leagues, and that's an option. I've been off for 2 weeks. I had a lot of time to think about this. I think Mike, you may have brought this up. Is where do you cut the bottom team? Survivor? What do they call that?
Oh, the Guillotine League.
Guillotine. So what we could. It would be maybe a little more tracking for the commish. No offense. Sorry to throw that on you. But you could do a guillotine. Lowest score for the week gets hacked. And then we just keep it that way, right? Only as you're playing the season, not only are you playing to beat whoever you're playing that week, you're just playing not to be the lowest too.
I like that a lot.
Yes. I'm actually
we just have to keep track of it as we go. And then week 11, I guess, would be your championship for the guillotine, and then what weeks do we do conference again? 13, 14, 15, is it? Or
Uh,
12? It would
it's
actually be 12, right?
yeah, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, so actually your guillotine league would end as we get back into conference play for playoff seeds.
I like that a lot.
Yes,
That
for
sounds
sure.
really good.
I'm
Dang.
actually
Yeah.
in 2 guillotine leagues
Okay. How
on
do you like
RT.
those?
How do
Oh, I
those go?
love
You
them.
like those?
RT, RT Sports. I got in. In fact, last year I took second place. And I can't remember what the scenario was, but the last week of the season, or at least in that season for the playoffs, there was a something came up, and one of the games wasn't finished. They played
Oh,
enough to complete the game officially, but it shorted me out on one of my players, and I was only like 5 points out of first.
Drew, do you remember? Was that your Super Bowl loss that you took to Jason 2 years
Yeah,
ago?
well, yeah, that was the since DeMar Hamlin tried to die on the field, and they stopped the game. Yeah, that and then we had to I think we replayed the whole week or something the following week, and that was the one. So, yeah, I always give Jason an asterisk for it, but
Yeah,
either way, he won. So.
if you weren't such a nice guy, you'd have 3 rings right now.
I mean, yeah, I do have 3, but I'd have 4 technically.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
not that I'm counting, not that I'm keeping track or anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's something we can throw out if everybody likes the guillotine idea. I thought that was really cool when you brought it up, and I'm like, shit, we just go through the schedule as we play and just hack the lowest team from the guillotine, and we could you might be able to track it just like the wins pool, so it might actually be easier.
Yeah, I think it'd be easy. A, I've got a co-commish that can help me with that, and B, I feel like that'd be pretty straightforward. Don't be
I
looking
like
around.
that.
I'm looking
Definitely
at you.
like that one.
All right, Kurt, I'm going to start asking people to come on about that now too. Okay, we'll put that up for vote. All right, Drew, you gave us a homework assignment for the week. What was it? And kick us off.
I did. Oh, the hurricane. Is that what we're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. How about we do that at the end? We'll go through
Okay.
some games, and then we'll see who needs the hurricane next week.
All right. Let's do it. We've got one game that is decided. Drew, you said that Jason was the first person to win money. Technically, you're not wrong. Technically, you're kind of wrong. We don't fact check. I want to say that somebody else has won money as well. It is Mr. Money. I feel like this guy's going on his honeymoon, or he's on his honeymoon right now. I think he's going to go on his honeymoon maybe this week right now. And all we do in the CFFL is just keep giving him money. He's not even finished with his second year in the league yet, and I think he's already number 5 or 6 in the active money standings. But the replacements have scored 77 points, Drew, to beat the Golden Titans, family show, and move to 3-2. Titans move to 2-3. Is there any hope? Like, is anybody else going to win anything ever, do you think, Drew?
Well, he is 0-1 in Super Bowls, so he's got that going for him.
Okay.
But then again, I've never won the 77 pool, and he just did it in back-to-back years. So, I mean, really, at this point, we got to make sure he doesn't win the Super Bowl. That's what I feel like. Yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, I don't want to kick him out of the league, but
I mean, we're getting close.
Maybe we got to put that to a vote. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's rigged. It's rigged.
It's got to be.
Somehow he's rigging it.
Yeah. We got to check like RT Sports and like Dominion teams or something. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know. Maybe they're in cahoots. Russia collusion, something. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on here.
Yeah, something's definitely going on. I'm looking back through the records. Drew, is it true that you are not a Hall of Fame inductee yet?
Dude, I'm never gonna be. I'm gonna win like 20 Super Bowls, and that's all I'm gonna have because I need the wins full. And I bring this up multiple times because I think I'm still a little salty about it from like 5 years ago. Survivor pick, I lost on a tiebreaker, which it was when we were doing it on ESPN. Per ESPN rules, in the Survivor, I won. But of course, this is the Cortland Fantasy Football League, and we don't do shit per ESPN. We
No.
do it per our own rules, and per our rules, I lost.
Yeah.
And
So as Commish 1.0 would say, the rules are the rules are the rules. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
and we've had teams booted out because they didn't like the rules of the rules and the rules.
Mm-hmm. Drew knows one of those people quite well, actually. Yes.
Yep.
Former teammate of his. But Drew, we've gotten kind of far in the conversation here, and I'm remiss to say we're talking to the first Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Kurt Busch, right here. Welcome, sir. I apologize for the delay in that announcement.
It's fine. I get it. The last few years, more than a few, the BushWackers have struggled. It's just one of those things. I've struggled personally. I've struggled putting my team together. I've not done as much research as I used to, but I'm going to make every effort next year to bring back the do not draft list.
Okay.
When someone drafts that player, I'm putting it right out there during the draft. That's a do not draft player.
Okay. The CFL.
We're going to hold you to that, just so you know. We're going to hold you to that because I do miss the only thing better than the do not draft list is holding like an Italian sub from Angelo's.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like a brother's sub or a piece of pizza.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and then obviously the beverage bitch that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, now we got our Whitney Houston.
We do. We're a little progressive here with the CFFL. It's okay.
Yeah, we're moving forward.
Change.
We're not looking back. I've heard a couple of things that I'm really excited about. All right, I've heard. I'm not excited that Kurt's been through some challenges. All right, but I am excited that it sounds like we're maybe on the other side of it, and we're moving forward. So for that, I want to say nice work. I'm really excited about that, and I'll take your appearance here on the Monday Night Quarterback to mean that we got a new leaf turning over, both personally and in the CFFL, and that makes me really, really happy to see.
Sounds like a challenge, and I'm ready to accept it.
Awesome. While you're accepting that challenge,
like it.
I was poo-pooing the replacements and their team back when Joe Burrow couldn't feel his wrist and he couldn't throw any balls anymore. But now it seems like he's gotten over that ailment. I'm going to have to acquiesce to my wrongness on that statement. Do you think that the replacements, Kurt, are going to be a team that we're going to have to watch out for the rest of the season?
Well, until we really truly understand what's behind his success, I mean, it might not be him. It's probably not him. I think he's just a puppet master. Someone else is pulling the strings.
You think like deep state actor, like maybe your Rocket Man, the Kim Jong-un over there.
Very well could be the Rocket Man pulling the strings. And then speaking of the wrist and balls, I mean, I can relate to that. I mean,
it gets harder to throw balls as you get older, right?
Well, sometimes it gets hard, Yeah.
I love it. Obviously, his team is solid this week. They put up 77 points. They're crushing it. They're getting the win, and they're making things happen. I was wrong about Joe Burrow. I apologize. Enjoy your honeymoon. Congrats on the win. You're above the Mendoza line. Good things to come, I think, in the future. The Golden Titans, another team, on the other hand, have been putting up points, but they haven't been getting all the wins. As I just see Kansas City, I feel like they've got receivers running open in the middle of the field, left and right. This is halftime replays. That's why that is. Golden Titans moving to 2-3, scoring a lot of points, Drew, but they're not getting a lot of wins. What do we think? He's got Tank Bigsby maybe coming up, making things happen. What kind of mistakes are we seeing with Deebo Samuel scoring 0 points right there?
Yeah, Deebo scoring 0 against Arizona. That's a little worrisome. I have the other end that I traded from you, Brandon Ayuk. Also, not no touchdown appearances, no end zone dances yet.
I think he had 792 yards last week, though.
Yeah, 793 actually, but yeah. I mean, you look at Terry McLaurin. That's he's kind of breaking through now, right? He had 2 slow weeks, and then he goes over 100 twice in the last 3 games. Touchdown, 2 touchdowns. So I think he's coming on. And Tank Bigsby. Indy's defense is trash, and then they have Chicago next week. Not great. New England, ugh. Green Bay, not playing great. Philly, they're pretty stout against the run. So he's got some opportunities here. And And then he's got Kirk Cousins on the bench. He only threw for 509 yards.
He did
and
have
27 points. And yeah, playing Tampa, Purdy playing Arizona. I think Brock Purdy probably was the favorite to put up more points, but that sucks. And then going through the bench, Keenan Allen is done. Put a fork in him. Devontae Adams, hopefully he gets traded soon so he can play again. And Joker's injured again. Rashad White is ceding carries to Bucky Irving, and I think they both suck. So, yeah, I don't think he might win a few more games, but it's not looking great.
dude.
Bucky doesn't even sound like a running back. It sounds more like a mascot.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's another team down there in Florida, obviously not a Dolphin, so he can't be that great. But
no, definitely not.
Yeah, but he's another team down there in Florida. Guys, the one glaring mistake I'm looking at here is Saquon Barkley coming back off of the bye, going to be well rested. Obviously, he's had a heck of a start to the season. The Titans are a team that I've been worried about all season. He puts up 52. He's got Saquon Barkley, I think the at least number 3 top 3 point scorer in the CFFL and fantasy points so far this year on his bench. His bye's over. Doesn't have to worry about that anymore. So,
you just got to worry about everybody else's buys. And
yeah,
that's the hard part, because now you're cramming Jalen Polk in during bye weeks. I mean, Trey Benson, has he had a carry this year? Oh yeah, he's gotten a few. 0 points every week. But yeah, it's there's no depth here, and that's the scary part.
Well, his number 1 receiver, and all due respect to Terry McLaurin, is Nico Collins, who just suffered a hamstring injury, is going to be out for God knows how long at that point, right?
That's kind of the point there. Debo will come back around, but definitely has a good starting team. But once you get, he can't withstand injuries, and bye weeks are going to beat him up.
Yeah. Kurt, as we move on to the next matchup, I want to look at the Tsunami facing off against the Kirby Kings. This is definitely a rivalry match for these two. Known each other for forever, I feel like, since before I was born. I'm getting close to 40 at this point. Kurt, you should know that there's a gig that we do, and not a gig. What's the word? Kind of like something that we typically talk about. Tsunami, my father, Randy, will go on vacation to Europe, typically for a month during October around his birthday. He's there right now. For a number of years, he would go to Europe, not pay attention to the waiver wire. He'd take his 4-0 record to Europe, lose the next 4 games, come back 500. It's been flipped on his head. He goes over there. I don't know if it's the wine, I don't know if it's the cuisine, or it's the seaside villas, or what it is, but he just keeps winning games. He's moving to 4-1 against the Kings, who are going to 2-3, 58 points to 34 points. How did he get it done this week, Kurt? And is he going to keep doing it?
Well, like a political debate. You've asked me a question about that, and I'm just going to say, you keep calling them the Titans. Okay. So I'm looking at the team names here.
Yeah.
So it's like, I remember my English teacher always said, sound your words out. So like Warsh, I say Warsh. It's W-A-R-S-H. Okay. So I'm looking at this Golden Titans. Okay. And I'm looking at, and it's like, they look like 2 different words. I'm trying to sound it out. And I'm getting different sounds.
Yeah. The explanation for that is that I have a 9-year-old who really loves to watch this show. And then I know that, Drew has got a now 12-year-old Drew. Yes. Who I don't know if he really has any interest in the show or not, but the kids were around all draft. I know my 9-year-old is definitely into it. So the gag is, it's a family show. So we had to change the one word at the end of it.
So dad just doesn't want to explain things.
Not yet. No, we could talk about anatomy maybe as we get a little bit older. You know what I mean? But
right.
Hey, I've already planned to not show her this episode. So, you got to do what you got to do, Kurt.
Right. I get it. I just want to make that point.
Yeah.
So back to I guess we have to go back to that question.
I mean,
you're the moderator.
Yeah, I am the host, so I'll try and steer as best I can. I'm doing my best here.
Right. So, I mean, let's see here. Kirby Kings, they have. Oh yeah, they're done for the night, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're done for the week. Oh no,
Xavier
they have
Worthy.
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm just like you said, political debates, and we were talking.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're getting into politics. It's early in the night, but we should.
Yes.
They'll call a race before all the votes are counted,
Right.
because they know what they want to happen and blah 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 and statistics and all that stuff. I'm calling this race. Tsunami got the win.
Wow. So you're calling it early.
Yeah. Well, it's halftime, and he's down.
Okay.
He's down 24 points with Xavier Worthy left. So I just.
Yeah, but he's got 0 points so far. I mean,
True.
He could make a big comeback.
Are you saying he's due?
He's due. I don't
Okay.
like to use the due factor, but there's some potential there.
Can't be overlooked.
But I mean, you're the first one to call. I've been watching other networks and stuff, and you're the first one to reach out and call this match. Some of my other channels I watch, it's like OnlyFans and stuff like that, and they haven't called it yet.
Okay.
So
They just, you know what? They care more about you keeping your eyes on that station for a longer amount of time. What I want to do is I just want to give you the information that you need, and you can go on.
Typically, when I watch those other channels, I'm typically only on those channels for like 15, 20 seconds.
Got it.
I'm off.
All right.
And I'm definitely off.
Understand.
And then the balls get thrown, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just, yeah. It's
And
like
then you're
Joe
like
Burrow.
Joe Burrow with the wrist issue.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes
Sometimes it's nice to do a little switch up and use the left hand sometimes.
when you're clicking
It's
the
almost
button.
like it's a different
Well,
player.
When
coming
you're
in.
rolling out to your left, sometimes a righty has to switch to
Yes.
complete the pass, right?
Yep.
It's a good point.
Mhm.
Yeah, these are all great
Okay.
points.
And so it doesn't always come out the way you want it to come out. But
Yeah.
it comes
It's
out.
not. You get a lot of ducks.
Yeah.
Speaking of performance and underperforming and performing maybe too early, do you think that the Kings they had it in the bag, but they didn't make it, Drew? Did they have a chance to win this game? Or, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, I mean, the Tsunami started Roshan Johnson. That's a bold move, Cotton. He crushed it. He averaged 2.5 yards a carry. Although 2 of those rushes could have gone for more yards, but they ended in the end zone. So you do have to factor that in. DJ Moore, I mean, he was. I find it funny that the Tsunami talks about Caleb Williams in such a negative light, but yet has Roshan Johnson and DJ Moore, and they both put up 2 touchdowns apiece
In the same week.
Good point.
Yeah,
I'm looking
yeah.
at
Ironically,
their week-
playing the Kings, who has Caleb Williams, who had a good week, 304 and 2 touchdowns, 13 points. Your dad said, I got that. No worries. And slaughtered him. Yeah.
He said, hold my vino. Because
right.
he's over there in Spain right now, and he's like, I'll take care of it.
And Josh Allen, I hope he didn't get drafted too early. Ugh. Not looking good.
That's a good point. Yeah, hopefully it wasn't like the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, hopefully not, because you might have been better off taking Justin Tucker in the second.
I think for those of us watching that game, that dude got concussed, and then from that moment on, just underperformed for the rest of the game. He was a different player after that. So obviously,
I find it funny how depending on who the quarterback is, they're allowed to play with a concussion. Kind of like Tua's back injury a couple years ago. Remember that back injury that he had where, he fainted and fell on his face? And oh no, it was a back injury. Well, obviously not, because dude just collapsed on the field. So and if you're apparently Josh Allen, Tua, it just depends on your name, I guess. If you make the NFL a lot of money, we don't really want you out for concussions.
I was wondering if you were going like a reverse racism kind of thing, or exactly where you were going. But okay, I like that, the monetary aspect of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything comes down to money.
Yeah.
That's why the dancing chickens go out there. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's why we're doing the Monday Night Quarterback. Am I right?
There you go. That's right.
So speaking of making money, and they're so just it's off topic for football, but I would suggest for people that's going to listen to this, you should always carry one Alka-Seltzer tablet with you. So if anything out there ever happens, accident, you fall down in a mall or in a shopping store or something like that, pop that Alka-Seltzer tab in there and chew it up really good, and you're going to start foaming at the mouth. You will get more money that way. Just saying. That's your tip of the day.
Pro tip, man.
That might be the best non-football tip we've ever received on the Monday Night Quarterback.
Yep. So,
yeah,
I love that.
That's
My
solid.
goodness.
You can't get that anywhere
like
else.
A weekly tip.
No, I know. This is
weekly tip.
The viewers heard that you were coming on, Kurt, and they were like, "I'm coming because he's spitting facts. This guy's going to give me some tidbits I can go and take and use throughout my day." So,
we can take this short pause here to tell you the Monday Night Quarterback is sponsored by Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need it for your team's performance. Sometimes you need it in the middle of a shopping mall on wet floors. Either way, get yourself some Alka-Seltzer. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that very much. I'm going to keep this moving on to the next matchup here. We've got, there's been talk, Kurt, you should know now that you're on the show. We've been recording for at least a half hour here. There was something that people would talk about back in the day. This has been actually fact checked and refuted, underwhelming. It's not true, but there used to be a thing that if you were a guest on the show that you would lose the next week's matchup. Obviously, Jason did not pay attention to that in the Players Club because they're moving to 4-1, going with 63 points. They're done scoring against the Big Daddy's Bandits and Tom Kearns, who do have Travis Kelce and Harrison Butker. They're down almost 30 points. I'm doing math, 28 points on the fly here. We're in the third quarter. Kurt, I'm calling this race as well. But, again, I want to give you the facts here. Do you think that the Bandits had a chance to win this game, Kurt, or was it over before it started?
Let's take a look. Well, I mean, you're probably right, but he does have a kicker going.
I know.
And he's doing well. He's already got 10 points.
10 points for a kicker. I would kill for a kicker to have 10 points.
Yeah.
Or even 1 point would be nice.
He's got Travis Kelce going. It's early. He's got some yardage. He's probably going to score a touchdown tonight. I don't know what the odds were in the betting world for Travis to get an anytime touchdown. The Players Club that I believe is done, correct?
He's done. Yeah, I think you got to be plus odds going back to your previous non-question. But I feel like Travis Kelce to score anytime touchdown, it's at least plus something. It's not negative.
Is Taylor in the house tonight?
Taylor, I just saw her. Yeah, they're showing her.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Drew, you're probably stoked about that too.
I am, man. I am. It was even better last night when Elon Musk was at the Pittsburgh game. I don't even know if anybody even knew he was at the football game. He was like the richest guy on the planet. But, whatever. But I love seeing Taylor Swift. Thank God she's there. Real important.
And he was in Pittsburgh for a political event, was he not?
Yeah, he was. He was in for the political event and then caught the rain delay game. And actually, the news just kind of brushed that one right over. They didn't even talk about Elon, who's a productive member of society and builds like rocket ships and shit. But no, thank God Taylor and her music are at the Chiefs game. Very important.
Yeah. Kurt, sorry, we interrupted you. What were you saying?
Yeah, so I was going to say, I mean, you guys are probably old enough to remember National Geographics.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I wish Taylor Swift was built like some of those models in National Geographic. So when they show her in the booth jumping up and down, it would just be more. I would get excited about something like that. Oh, there's Hummer.
Yeah. Oh, hey, what's going on? Is that we got a furry friend?
Yes, Hummer.
All right, Hummer. Thanks for coming on and joining us on the Monday Night Quarterback. If you've got any takes, we'll take those as well. But yeah, Kurt, another great one, man. Again, with the tidbit, spitting facts.
Yes.
Can't wait for my mom to listen to this one.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, Drew. The club is they're a force to be reckoned with, man. They keep scoring points, they keep winning games. I'm concerned if I'm looking ahead and he's coming up as a team that I got to play against. Do you agree with that or no?
I do. Jordan Love's coming back. First game back, he'll get there. He got the win. James Cook is looking like somebody's got to carry that team, and they're still a pretty good football team. James Cook might be the guy to do it. The way the Washington whatevers are
There's
playing.
the club. There's the club. There's the club.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian Robinson. That dude looks solid right now. He's come a long way from, taking a shot in the ass. What was that movie, Bad Boys, right? Where, he said one bullet, four holes or something.
Yeah.
That's Brian Robinson, man. He's like,
he was shooting.
I was shooting, man.
One of the rounds.
Shot you in the ass. 7 carries, 18 yards, but hey, he fall in the end zone twice. We'll call it a win. And then Mike Evans, you think this guy would just be going out there with his walker and stuff. No, he's out there balling, man. Touchdown machine again. Again, the bench now with Rashee Rice going down. That hurts, man. He was a plug and play guy. You just put him in every week and know he's going to do good. But now Chase Brown is the guy in Cincinnati, at least for a few weeks, while Zach Moss is out. So that does help too. I think that's a pretty scary team. Again, you'd like to see maybe a tad more depth there. But overall, that's a tough team to beat.
I'm hearing, and if Jason's looking forward to dropping Rashee Rice for fear that he might be done for the season, by all means, please just skip ahead for the next 30 seconds. I'll give you a moment. Go ahead and do that, and then we'll catch up with you after that. But all right, while he's skipping ahead, reports are that he's coming back pretty quick. I think only a couple of weeks he's going to be out, but we can keep that here on the Monday Night Quarterback between friends.
Well, they didn't say ACL, which normally they do pretty quick, and then they just shut him down. So.
Right.
When it's been a week and they haven't said ACL, that probably means it's not.
Yeah.
That being said, there's a lot of stuff in the knee that can jack you up for a season. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Now, Kurt, I'm jealous. I'm a little bit jealous of you because you're one of, I think, 4 or 5 people that actually got to hear Whitney Houston perform.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
And thanks to a faux pas by somebody, we won't name any names. There might have been allegedly some muting going on, and nobody else, if you weren't in the room, could hear the national anthem that I think was sung so beautifully by Kara and the Renegades.
Oh, she did it. She did an amazing job.
Yeah. You went and rewarded her with that great performance by just laying the whooping and making sure that she got to 0-5. This game also is being called by the Monday Night Quarterback. Congratulations on your 3-1-1. Don't look too soon, Kurt, but you're up in the top 6. You're in the playoffs if the season ended today.
I'm getting ready to be slingshotted right up into the top.
Yeah. Speaking of
engage.
Yeah, man. So I mean, give us the pulse of the BushWackers. How you feeling? Are you riding that momentum all the way?
Like I said, I'm being slingshotted. And you could talk to the Golden Titans, you called them?
That's what I call them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I got a text message today that he saw me, and he knew I was being slingshotted down the road.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyhow, I'm reviewing, and so right now I'm looking at total point standings, and I stand at number 3 in total points, 271 points. All right. So just going down, there was a team on here maybe a couple weeks ago. They're only averaging 33.8 points a game. Okay, now they're in the top of the list as far as standings go. Let's see here. They are there they are. They're the number 2 team in standings, the Players Club.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought we were going here. Go ahead.
Yes. So they're giving up, let's see, points in games. What, 169 points? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, if they're ahead in the standings, but not so great in total points, I mean, that checks out. Low points against, that makes a lot of sense. I think what you're trying to say is a certain individual came on, fired some shots at you.
Yes.
And now you've got your turn. So, I mean, the floor is yours, man. Go ahead.
Because we're not fact checking. Maybe I did put in a wrong number. Let me double check that again.
You don't need to do that, Kurt. I mean,
okay.
We get
Okay.
the point. Yeah, go
All right.
ahead.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just going to put it out there. He's like average. He's average points. That's it. I mean, so his record is probably it's a fraud.
Okay.
Okay. It's like how do I want to say it without getting political about it?
It's like maybe like a paper tiger, like the Massillon Tigers. They won a lot of championships.
I think the points are being counted and they shouldn't be counted.
Oh, hanging
Yeah.
chads, perhaps.
Yes, the hanging chads. Yes.
Or maybe some votes that maybe aren't like quite legitimate, we'll say.
Right. Yes. I think we're like you stop the game at the third quarter and then you continue to count points for the players club.
Understood. Okay.
So I think he's a fraud.
Okay.
And I think in the end it's going to show.
Okay.
Otherwise, why would he reach out to me to make a trade?
Ooh, are you reporting on a trade offer?
Yeah, he made a trade offer and I accepted it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Now he accused me of overdrafting my starting quarterback. Okay. Now there's no doubt that Patrick Mahomes has started off to a slow start, but it's who wins the race at the end.
Yeah.
And we know that the Zebras are definitely in the Kansas City locker room.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, when they tackle wide receivers in the end zone and they don't throw the flag, okay, that reminds me of the Players Club. Okay, so they're just, he's getting away with everything right now with just smoke and mirrors.
Okay.
And it's just a matter of time before the Players Club collapses. I used to enjoy going to the mansion and meeting the girls and stuff, but it's no fun anymore because they're just all frauds.
Nice ladies. Yeah. You're not saying anything bad about the ladies.
Oh, no, not at all. It's the people running the mansion. That's the problem.
Understood. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, if the mansion and going to the mansion was still a thing, you would definitely be on the invitation list frequently. You know, I know that Patty Mahomes hasn't been doing so great to get started. You had Kenneth Walker go down, but he's back now.
Right.
You know, and he's scoring touchdowns like crazy. Man, you got Seahawks heavy with DK Metcalf. And then speaking of dudes that scored 2 touchdowns, how about Mr. Jamar Chase, 193 yards and 2 touchdowns?
I mean, you look at my team. I don't care, you know, what the club has to say. My team is solid. I mean, Chubba Dubba, he's starting to come on. I mean, Carolina is not a top team, but Chubba's been putting me a couple points on the board for me. So, and Walker, we're good with Walker.
Just worried about Brooks coming back with Carolina.
Who is
Hubbard
Brooks?
might. Yeah, if he comes off that injury, you worry about that. But you know, right now it's on a lost season, and Hubbard's actually doing pretty good, so they might roll him for a little bit longer.
But
I mean, the only thing I'm worried about, Kurt, you just traded like 5 guys over to the other team. So, like, who's actually staying on the roster here at this point?
Just my key guys. I mean,
okay.
You know, he picked up. I think he was excited to get Braylon Allen. I mean, the guy had what, one weekend, 14 points in week 2.
Yeah. And the running game for the Jets altogether is just bad right now. So.
Yeah. So I mean, that's probably his prize. He's thinking, well, he ain't gonna do nothing. He can have him.
You know, Drew, the more we hear from Kurt, the more I'm starting to think that this might all be a ruse. Like, it sounds like this guy's pretty plugged in. It sounds like he might have an idea what he's doing. And, you know, moving to 3-1-1, not too shabby at all.
When the Hall of Famer speaks, you listen, right?
He's the first ever inducted individual. How can you not?
That's what I'm saying.
Now, Kara, on the other hand, has not been inducted into the Hall of Fame yet. In fact, she has not won a game yet so far this season. I was somebody who came on and predicted her to make it to the playoffs. I think I can also go ahead and say that was not the right prediction. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Drew, I have one question. Is she going to win a game this year?
I'd say yes. I don't know which one it'll be. It'll probably be against me. You know, I'll put up like 105 and she'll do 106 or something silly. But yeah, no, she'll win a game.
She's got. So I beat her scoring like 30.
I don't know about 2 though. You know what I'm saying, like 2, that might be pushing it.
I'm looking. So she's got Justin Tucker, who was drafted, I think, in the 5th round on her bench. And then we've got Puka Nacua. She's still hanging on to. Alan Lazard didn't make it into the lineup. That's a kind of a curious move, I think. And she's got 3 quarterbacks on her roster. It's just, man, I just don't know, man. There's not a lot there.
Yeah, ETN's getting pushed out by Bigsby. Still rocking Jacoby Myers strong, man.
You tried to tell her 2 weeks ago when you were on.
Devontae Adams goes down. Somebody's got to eat. It's just not going to be Jacoby Myers. He's kind of a jag. Juwan Jennings, man, he had a great week where nobody actually was on waivers that week. So, that's just kind of the flavor of the day type thing. And flavors change. Yep. So it's rough. It's rough. Mixon might come back. But, yeah, she'll win a game just because the odds say you're going to win a game. But 2, I don't know. I don't know if she gets 2.
Yes, sir. I think maybe you look in the archives and find out what is the worst record of the Cortland Fantasy Football League.
That's a great question.
Yeah, most consecutive losses, was it like 9 or 11? I think that's on the sheet. I just can't. It was like around 10.
I may be on that list for most consecutive losses.
Well, since you brought that up, we'll have to dive into that over the week and report back next week. So for those interested in the answer, come on back. We can report on that. That's a great question. I'm on.
I mean, no one's gone the whole season without winning at least one game.
I know. I don't think we've ever had a defeated team. I don't think that's ever happened.
I'm thinking maybe 4 wins, 5 wins, maybe.
That's got to
be the worst case scenario.
Tara won 2 games last year.
Oh well.
Yeah.
She's in a challenge to beat her own record. Then
she's in a league of her own.
She likes singing, and I think her highlight of the year is singing the national anthem. So we'll let her have it.
I mean, she does it so well. Why not give her what she wants, right?
I mean, we wouldn't know because Kurt might muted it, but it looked great. It looked fantastic.
You just called me out. That has not been fact checked.
Yeah, true. I thought we weren't saying names on that.
Yes.
Oh, did I say Kurt?
No. I think he said Kurt. I need another beer. Hold on one second. I think that's what that was.
Yeah. Thanks, Kurt. I appreciate the flannel. Yeah. It's brought to you by Sam Adams.
Yeah, good point.
Moving on. We can edit that, right?
Speaking of somebody who you can definitely edit the live show, who needs another beer. I'm looking at the Land Sharks, who started out 2-1 in the division, which is great because I got 2 divisional wins, but then not so great because I proceeded to lose the next 3 games, moving to 2-3, and it's just, man, it's not good. Lost to the 0-4 Coyotes, who are now moving to 1-5. He scored 50 points, did what he had to do, and I traded for Chris Olave. Drew, thank you very much. Who's got 1 catch for 4 yards. And my guy, Brandon Ayuk, my former guy, had the 497 yards over on your roster. So congrats again. You won another trade. Proud of you. Sad for me. But you know what? The one silver lining that I have here, sorry to interrupt whoever that was, is that I feel like I was a victim of bye weeks. I got Jahmyr Gibbs on a bye week. And that's all I've really got to say about that.
Yeah, Tua is on a bye week. Kinda. More permanently. Anthony Richardson, same thing. Kind of new draft in him. That could happen.
Yep.
Jalen Waddle is on a bye week till Tua comes back.
Yep.
Zay Flowers on the bench. Man, he could just get into the end zone.
He can't. That's why I can't play him.
I know. He's so good. It's just the touchdown production is lacking.
My team will score. I'll score 61 week and then 38 the next week. I just, it's just fantasy football. I love it. It's phenomenal. It's the funnest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you got, Zach Chardonnay over there, not the starting running back anymore. So that's kind of what leads to the inconsistent production, or the Raheem Mosterts and the Charbonnets. They're just, they can have weeks and then they can, be second or third on the depth chart and produce nothing. And it makes it hard. Hey, JSN, you got in the end zone finally. that his first or second?
That was his first.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, dude, that's a rough week. You got Derrick Henry. Anything's possible with Derrick Henry because that man is he's a bad dude.
He is. I think obviously more wins ahead for this guy. I'm staying optimistic. We're going to make some moves on the waiver wire. I'm firing off trade offers as well. So, be a friend. Either deny or accept, or let me know. I appreciate it very much. And Angelo, though, on the other hand, Kurt is finally getting his first win of the season. He is no longer defeated. Is this a guy scoring 50 points? Might I add? Is this a guy we got to worry about going forward?
Let's see. Well, he's not too far behind the Players Club as far as total points. And I hate to keep bringing Players Club up.
Hey, it's your platform, man. You do whatever you want.
I mean, there are, other than myself, there's 10 other teams I could be talking about, but he's number 2. I mean, the 69ers, they might just be untouchable, And there's no doubt they could be rigging the league. Not quite sure how yet.
Mm-hmm.
But Players Club, he's been in it long enough. He's how do I want to say it? He's not going to I trust in his he's loyal. He's not going to rig. He's not going to rig it.
No. He's going to win or lose based on his merits.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer as well,
Yes. Yeah, and I can't I'm sorry for trashing him. I can't say I've trashed him. I'm just pointing out.
Just being critical.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Constructive criticism.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, he's only averaging points. Coyotes is not too far behind him. With 219 and Players Club is 232. We're talking like 2 touchdowns from your players, and you're there.
Right.
So, but yeah, back to the Coyotes. I'm glad to see him win his first game. I think, let me check his lineup here. I don't see, he does have one giant. He has the quarterback. That's part of his problem.
Mm-hmm.
He got a wide receiver. So he did go ahead and pick some giants, a couple of them. I shy away from the Dolphin players myself. I try to pick them late, pick up a kicker or a Jalen Wright that no one, under the radar. But, yeah.
His roster's not too bad. I mean, Ramon Ross coming off the bye. Garrett Wilson finally getting in the end zone. Maybe some resurgence there if the Jets can get on track. Ramondre, he's been pretty good. A touchdown guy. So not awful lineup, just couldn't get wins.
Yeah, I was looking at the look ahead projections and all that stuff as I was coming up against him this week, and I was looking at his roster. I'm like, man, it's a tough roster. When Aaron Jones went down with an injury early in the game, I was like, all right, that obviously that's helpful you never want to see anybody get hurt, but it's helpful, as an opponent. Not gonna lie, but then he's got Jordan Mason, who's the starting running back for the San Francisco 49ers. Ramondre Stevenson's been scoring touchdowns. Apparently Tucker Kraft is the next Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, he's been everybody thought Musgrave preseason. Musgrave has done nothing, and now Tucker Kraft has 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks with Love coming back. And he might be tight end 2 or 3 at the end of the season there, old Tucker Kraft. Nobody saw that coming.
No, yeah, 100%. So, hey, I think Coyotes got more wins in the future. Good things ahead, definitely, for sure. Drew, I've been holding off on your matchup here. We're saving you for last. We got a tight one on our hands. Rashid Shaheed scored early. You're currently
2 yards and we're tied. And then,
we got a big man interception. Running it back. We got Kansas City looking to go in and score and basically put this game out of reach. And then we got big number 50 coming up with the tip pass interception for the Saints going the other direction. We got a ball game on our hands. 1:43 left in the third quarter. And we got a ball game on our hands right here in this matchup. We got the Bucknuts up 63-62. You're done scoring points, Drew. So that means you can't fumble, but also you can't get any positive points. Your opponent, on the other hand, has Alvin Kamara currently at 1 point, and Rashid Shaheed, as you were saying.
I don't know if Kurt, I don't know how closely you tracked our game. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Me and you?
I don't know if you followed. Yeah, me and Kurt.
Oh.
It was 2 weeks ago.
I was going to say, I tracked our game, yours and mine, last week on the podcast live. I don't know if you caught that, but yeah, that was heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Texted me that was crazy.
Oh, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we tied.
We tied. Now, do you know how we tied?
God, I remember it at the time. It came. I know
Yeah,
it came down
so
to the Monday
Jaden
night
Daniels,
game, didn't it?
Jaden Daniels was playing for Washington. You had Jamar Chase. We literally went back and forth in lead changes the whole game.
Oh, wow.
And at the end of the game, Jaden Daniels had 40 yards rushing. And I think it was a 64-63 lead. I was up 1 point. Washington got the onside kick. Jaden Daniels goes out, takes a knee, loses 1 rushing yard, ends up with 39. We tied at 63.
Yeah, they say it's better to be lucky
There's
than
not
good.
a stupider way to not win a game.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it. Which again brings you back to the 69ers at 4-0. I have 63 points, which apparently is a very bad number for me. 64 wins it. 63. I don't know. Are we going to tie again? Is that what's going to happen?
We got a quarter plus 1 minute and 43 seconds left to go. Anything's possible. Perhaps Derek Carr might start throwing passes to Chris Olave instead of Rashid Shaheed, but I think he's only.
That's why I traded him to you.
Yeah, he's only got eyes for Rashid Shaheed at this point, and then Alvin Kamara just keeps getting handoffs. So I don't know, man. It was looking very grim early, but you're up to a 6% probability of winning this thing from 2.
No, it's over. It's over.
Yeah,
Shaheed
Kurt
needs 2 yards.
Yes.
Do you agree with Drew? Is this game over? I'm not calling it yet. I want to say, but what do you think?
I'm looking at Drew's done, right? He's holding steady at 63, correct?
He's done.
Okay. So we're looking at Rashid. That's it, right?
And Alvin Kamara.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
What kind of probability do you give Drew to win this thing?
Slim and none.
Slim to none. All right.
Slim and none. Yeah. I'm just
Negative.
Sorry, man. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. No, I knew coming into the game, any touchdowns early was not going to go well. And the first thing the Chiefs do, or the Saints do, is get Shaheed a touchdown. Just in there, it is another one.
Yep.
Tie ball game. We're tied. Yeah. Right there. Just turn it and be done with it. It's a loss. So yeah, you put up 63 and you lose. You know, that's tough.
It's not over. You're tied right now. So let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, I lose. I'd rather lose. I'm tired of this tying crap. I can't tie at 63. If I go over 50 and tie somebody else again, then I quit.
Okay, you're gonna quit. You could just do the podcast and not play anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'll come back the next week and I'll play again. But
yeah, just quit for a
while.
while.
I'll just quit. Yeah.
Oh, there's another one, Drew. Rashid Shaheed.
Great.
Oh, but a flag.
Anyways, this game is over. The 69ers are moving to 5-0. Kyron Williams, whoever thought not drafting him this year was a good idea, you're stupid. This guy. Justin Jefferson. How long did we let him go? Oh, look at that. There, he got a point. Now it's over. Justin Jefferson. How long did we let him fall down the draft board before the 5-0 Minnesota Vikings were going to be just peppering this guy with balls like Joe Burrow and Kurt do?
Yeah.
It just Zach Moss is injured, so his bench got a little thinner, but he has T. Higgins down there.
Who apparently remembered how to play.
He's back. He's ready to go. I don't. Chris will lose a game. Just how many? Like 2?
Maybe he'll lose to Kara when and they can satisfy like.
No.
I mean, that would make the universe, happy again. I think.
Yes,
it would be funny.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great for content, right?
Yeah, we love content. We're all about the content. But
yeah, we're all about the content. Speaking of content, and your sad voice over there, and I apologize. Nobody likes to see a sad Drew. You gave us a homework assignment, Drew. Is it okay if we do that now?
Yeah, we sure can.
Okay. What's the assignment?
We're we're moving on 1 week. We do have hurricanes in the area of Florida again, so we're kind of just looking ahead to kind of what are we foreshadowing here? Who needs a hurricane next week?
Good vocab word. I like that, foreshadowing.
Right.
So, I was thinking, for those who remember Bull Durham, maybe one of the greatest movies of all time, the team was on a really big losing streak, and the mojo, the vibes were off. Nothing was going well. And Crash said, we just need a rain delay. And the problem was there was no rain in the forecast. So what do you do when you need a rain delay and there's no rain in the forecast? You turn on the sprinklers and you create yourself a little bit of rain. So what team needs to, the way I interpreted your assignment, Drew, is what team needs this hurricane to kind of reset, regroup, and come back and give it a fighting shot to kind of make a run at this thing? Kurt, I know that you and I had talked about this previously. Do you have any team in mind that needs to hit the hurricane button and reset?
Well, obviously, Kara, the Renegades. I mean, she needs a total reset.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, push the button, go to default settings, and get a start over. And she may start next week against Big Daddy.
Ooh.
Big Daddy could definitely tumble next week, I think.
Okay.
So that's very possible. I don't know where I'd find his players who's on buys next week.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I can I can help you with that. Stand by. Big Daddy's Bandits, clicking on the old team. I got all right, week 6 bye. We got Devon Achan. Don't worry about that though. He's concussed. Nope. He wasn't going to play anyhow. Travis Kelce, Harrison Butker, 2 starting players, also not going to be in the lineup next week. Who'd you say? Jordan Addison? Yeah, Jordan he's not gonna play either. Yeah, Kurt, look at you. Are you calling a win for Kara next week?
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to call it.
Okay.
I mean, that might be really early, but I'm going to call it.
All right. Bold statement of the week, Cotton. Yep. Drew, how do you feel about that? Do you agree with him? Are you going to double down, or you got somebody else in mind?
I do like that. That's a bold move there. That would definitely be kind of the hurricane that Kara could be looking for.
I mean, she only has one player on a bye next week. It's Sam Darnold, but she got Prescott, and let's see who's Dak playing next week. He's going to play Detroit.
Oh, so, yeah,
Detroit going to score.
Tough defense. Yeah, tough defense there. I feel like Seattle's the only shootout for Detroit. Every year they're a shootout. That's why I crammed all the starters in last week. Coming off the bye, I think I could see Detroit shutting them down pretty good.
So I don't know. There's no doubt Kara's going to win her first game next week.
I like that.
No doubt. Ooh, yeah. See, I don't know about no doubt, but I do like it. But I'm going to transition over here. We do have the Bushwhackers are going up against the Buzzsaw next week. The 69ers. So Kurt, I feel like you need a hurricane. You need something to go right. And guess what? Kyron Williams on bye. Justin Jefferson on bye. That's week 6. There you go.
Yep.
I couldn't get it done. You might be able to if Lamar Jackson stays under 50 points. You have a snowball's chance in hell next week.
Yeah, let's see. Week 5. I got a full lineup in week 5.
Week
My
6,
only
right?
question is
We're gonna be in 6.
Week 6.
That's right. We are in week 5.
Mm-hmm.
So week 6. Well, let's see. I don't have to worry about Cooper Kupp. Odell Beckham, no. Jalen Wright, I
don't think it matters what week it is. You don't have to worry about Odell Beckham.
And my overdrafted quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, who cares? I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield. Playing the Falcons.
That might be better for you.
Oh, yeah, that could be No, they just played the Falcons.
The New Orleans.
They're all the same down in the South.
Yeah.
Those NFC South teams, they're all the same.
That's going to be they're going to be some points. So that'll be a good start for me next week with Baker.
Yeah.
And other than that, I got all my starters are good to go. So Rocket Man will be my kicker, that's for sure.
Yeah, Rocket Man. I like it.
Yep.
I like it. I like it a lot. Congrats on the
Somebody has to
Hurricane.
put a stop to this 69 madness.
Yep.
And
Well, let it be the
better person
Bushwhackers.
than you. I like it.
It'll be nice to at least he'll look and say if that's the only game he loses against me, he'll be able to say it was a Hall of Famer that did it.
That's right. The first Hall of Famer, not just
Yeah.
any Hall of Famer, but the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good point.
So,
I'm an only child. I always want to look at myself first before I look at anybody else. That's just kind of my nature. And I'll apologize for it every once in a while, but I'm looking at the sick loss I took last week at the hands of you, Drew, on the Monday night quarterback. We live streamed it. I lost by 2 points. It was back and forth. I was ahead. We were going to win, and then I lost. And then the 34 points I put up this week with my bye weeks and injuries, and it's not great. I am hitting the Hurricane reset button on my own team because it's not a bad team. And I don't, Kurt, we're not fact checking your list of total points over there. I got to be at least average, if not better than average. Don't need the actual number, but there's wins in the future. And I got Derrick Henry on the team. I got Jahmyr Gibbs on the team. I got Tua maybe coming back at some point. Who knows? I don't know. And maybe next week I'll find a kicker that can score a couple of points. I'm saying it now. We're going up against the Titans next week, and I'm getting this win. I have to. There's no other option. Drew, do you support my statement or no?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I like it. I think we just predicted what 3 of 6 games here. So
Yeah.
yep.
We don't really even
see,
do we need to do the show next week?
You know what I mean? I mean, we can call 3 more games right now, and then we could just take a week off.
Yeah, that could work.
Might be easier. Yeah.
The one thing that might hurt me though is that I don't know if Derek Carr realizes that Chris Olave is on the field, so that doesn't help me at all. The more that I watch this, I thought that he was like, hey, let's throw at him like 10 times and see what happens. But so far, nothing.
Yeah. Thank you for Ayuk and Shakir, who should come off injury, rejuvenated and ready to help his concussed quarterback. And I feel like I made out on that one. But even with losing 2 star players like you did to trade, I feel like you have a good shot next week.
Okay.
Hit that hurricane reset button.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it indeed. Man, I love it. We got a couple other matchups, Drew. I know. Do you want to run through those quickly before we sign off or no?
Yeah, why not?
All right, go for it. What do we got?
Let me get here. We got tsunami replacements.
Gotcha.
Ooh,
Man,
Hall of Famer going up against the money leader.
Yeah, maybe the next Hall of Famer.
Yeah, this year probably. Well, did he win King of the Hill last year?
He might have.
He won everything, so yeah, he might. Yeah, hell, he could be in the Hall of Fame, money leader, 2 years, and then we'll force retire him. We got the club, Kurt's favorite team, playing Bobstradamus, Kirby Kings.
Yeah, that's a 3 and a 2 and a 2 and a 3 are going up against each other as the Saints score a touchdown not to Chris Olave and then miss the extra point. 4-point spread for those keeping track. I think that matters to some.
Yep. And then we got the Bandits. We got the Gold there. We covered that. Bushwhackers, Niners, and then Coyotes. I got the Coyotes. The 1 and 4 Coyotes. Yeah, I'm sure he'll put up 80 to my 79. And it'll be fun. It'll be a good week.
He'll move to 2 and 4, you're saying, and you'll go to 2, 3 and 1, or however that's calculated.
2, 3 and 1. I will be the 2nd highest scoring team in the league this week, and I will be in the basement of my division.
Yeah, you don't love to see that.
Yeah, since we're on the points, and how the Players Club doesn't really put up any. I put up a ton, and I suck. So apparently that doesn't help.
There was there were a couple coach quotes that come to mind as Drew, you and I, we're getting closer to 40 than we were last year. Obviously, you're a little bit older than I am, but obviously, I can't remember the dude's name, but Oklahoma State. I'm a man. I'm 40. That one keeps coming to mind lately. And then you are as good as your record says you are is the other quote that keeps coming to mind. And right now, some of us are not getting it done while others definitely are. Kurt is somebody that's definitely getting it done. He's getting it done with his record, moving to 3-1-1. He's getting it done with the takes that he wants to fire off here on the Monday Night Quarterback. And, Drew, I'll speak for you and say that we are uber appreciative of you taking the time to come on and do just that, sir. Do you have any parting words for our guests before we sign off?
Yeah, sorry. It's been 2 weeks off. Been a kind of crazy back-to-back Monday nights. But hopefully we're smooth sailing now, hopefully. And we'll continue. And speaking of the quotes, I hit you with the Bull Durham one. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Maybe I need some rain. That's what I need.
Yeah, let's go turn those sprinklers on. Kurt, you got any quotes or other things you want to fire off?
I would just like to say that as long as the 69ers, if he isn't what he eats, then he'll accept my wager next week. I just proposed a $25 wager on the game. That will make me the third money winner in the league. Fantasy Football League this year.
Yeah, because you guaranteed victory. So, George, that's money in your pocket.
Yes,
I like
we'll
that.
See. We'll see if he's got the footballs to do it,
or if he is what he eats.
Yeah, if he is what he eats, he won't take the wager.
Yeah, he won't respond.
Yep,
that's good. Oh man, I love it, Kurt. It's been a pleasure having you on.
I think the ratings are going to go through the roof after this one.
I think so too. We might have to call you again sometime soon.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for coming on. All sincerity.
All right. Maybe next week. Well, that's right. I work next week, so yeah.
Yeah, but if you're open to doing it again, for sure, I'll reach out via text and we can sign you back up.
We'll definitely have to recap next week's game with the 69ers, even if it's a week or a few weeks down the road.
Yeah. We got to touch back in. Drew and I will report on it, but we can wait to hold the major comment until you're able to come back and give your thoughts.
All right,
man. Good to see you, Drew. You got any parting words?
Team Rubicon. That's who the NFL mentioned. I think it was last week about the hurricane. Since we're talking about hurricanes, Team Rubicon, good team, doing lots of good stuff. Works on donations. So if any of our 2.5 listeners have $20 laying around, hit up Team Rubicon to help out some of the hurricane victims. Currently in North Carolina, about to be in Florida, what it looks like again here shortly. So, since we're talking about hurricanes and trying to make light of it, Team Rubicon out there crushing it. Love it.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great thing you bring up. There's a group of people from our church actually getting ready to ship off tomorrow morning at 4:30, taking a bunch of generators and supplies down there, and going to help, tear up carpets for some of the elderly and try and fix some things down there. But yeah, it sounds like it's a mess. So great call out by you.
FEMA's out of money, and so that means we got to help each other. So.
Yeah, amen to that. Great message. We'll sign off with that. This has been the Monday Night Quarterback, week number 5 edition. Can't wait to see you all week number 6 when we get to recap the wager and much, much more. Good luck, coaches out there. We'll see you next time.
Have a good one.
Later, guys.